Welcome back to Improvision Entertainment. My name is Hunterman, and this is Tropico 6, in which I will endeavor to not press the wrong button this time in the tutorial. Okay, alright. So we'll see how that goes. Click the button. Okay. So... Whoa. Hold on. Construction, military stuff, build bunkhouse. Was it not military stuff? Was it something else? The hell? What? Click. Build bunkhouse is 0 of 2. That is not the same demand as it was last time. Is a bunkhouse a barracks? Are you just calling it something else? And I guess we'll put the chapel over here. Thought it was called a bunkhouse, though. How am I not seeing this? Kaiki? Or Keiki? Kaiki, like King Kai. Gotcha. Well, that's what I was thinking, but, you know... things. Alright, let's see here. Construction! I don't need to be putting all this effort into tutorial, but let's get ourselves set up pretty well. What say us? We're gonna build some houses. That's weird that you just angled those buildings in there. Those are inefficient buildings. Shack for you. Do. Alright, let's see here. Road. Let's do. Let's not put the house near the crime. Alright. I'm sorry, did that say flop house? Alright, there's a Teamster office on every bill. Okay. That is a barracks, not a bunkhouse. That's what I'm trying to determine. Where is bunkhouse? I don't know. We're gonna figure this out together. Do 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 do. Okay, it says one of two built, so I'm going to assume that barracks is a bunkhouse. That somebody just didn't proofread. I should have prioritized, though.
The best defense is a good offense, Presidente. But as yet I am moderately offensive.
Okay, build. Okay, sorry, it's nothing to do. Wait, this is nothing to do with leadership of mine. I can't read what you're telling me to. That arrow is in the way. What does that say? That says $5,000 or 5 military standing. Well, I seem to have over $100,000, so military standing. Oh, we've got little arrows on it to indicate. Alright, where was I building the chapel? Inspect support. Hold on. Almanac tab, support. Okay. Wow, I'm way back in time with this tutorial stuff. 66% of people support me. Oh, wow. Making all those houses made a huge difference. Every 10 years, the people will ask for elections. If you lose the game. So if your support is very low, it will be a short-term option to not allow elections. But this will directly affect all your voters on a personal level, further decreasing their approval for some time. The good thing is, you can decide to hold an election speech in order to sway some of the voters in your favor by using rhetoric tricks tailored towards the current political situation. The current support is permanently displayed on the screen at the top, on the top of the screen next to the treasury and your population.
The citizens are demanding elections, Presidente. It seems that they want a choice in how they are ruled. So selfish.
Shall we give them what they want, or shall we make them want what you want? I always want what you want, and you always want what you want, so shouldn't they also want what you want? That's a good point. Okay. Acknowledge an issue? Alright, you know what? Housing happiness. No. Fun. Acknowledge an issue. Praise a faction. No. Blame a superpower. Probably not. Promise improvement. Let's promise to improve fun happiness. A good opportunity to undecided voters. Please select the highlighted speech. Okay, can I continue from there? Or is that... I have to praise a faction in the speech? I have to do all this? Okay. I will praise the military because I need them on my side. Fund happiness does not contribute to the approval of voters for the election. Undecided voters are most dissatisfied with fund happiness. What? Okay. I guess the allies? Yeah, and then deliver speech. And then, if it's like the other Tropico games, it will actually play a speech generated based on your choices.
My friends, my people, welcome to a golden age of prosperity for every living Tropican. It was your trust that made it possible. Your trust of me, El Presidente. My people, are you bored? Let Presidente entertain you. Oh, is nothing fun anymore? Let Presidente be all the fun you need. You don't enjoy life? Let Presidente enjoy it for you. And as we strive, our efforts are protected by our brave Tropican army. Our fighting men and women give no quarter, and neither do our soldiers. Of course, we have enemies too. These so-called allies mislead with their very name. Their propaganda is advanced, but we shall not be fooled.
Oh, did I pick the wrong version of that?
Is no fun. Well, soon it will be twice as entertaining as it ever was, and half as boring too. That's 4 times the amusement for everyone. My promises are made humbly, for I am Tropico. Remember, a vote for El Presidente is a vote for me.
Well, I mean, I think that cinched it, really. The actual election will be held 1 year after it's announced. Until then, you still have the possibility to raise your support by pushing faction standings or bribing faction leaders. Loyal Penultimo will come once more before the election and offer to rig the elections in your favor, guaranteeing you a certain victory, at the cost of losing more people to the rebels after the election. Win the election by any means necessary. My approval rating is currently at 90-something%. Wait, what is... hold on. Oh, that's food stuff. I need fun stuff. People need to be well off for that? Well, then I guess...
I knew I could count on you to do the right thing. Eventually.
I mean, it's good just to do the right thing. Eventually, not really part of the cards. Okay, can I see how well off all my nearby people are? Where's income, guys? I need to measure people by income. Hey, that's got a Zot. Oh well, I guess I'll turn that building off. Yeah, no electricity. My approval rating is steadily going down. There we go. Alright, sticking around 80-something%. That's only the next task I have to do, so I'm okay.
In a hard-hitting expose, Canal Uno exposes the truth about the commandos. They do wear underwear. It is unwise to go to war without it.
I was just admiring how bad that waterfall is. That really stands out with how well the rest of the game looks, but look how ugly that is. That's really bad. I am distracted.
I'm sure the good citizens of Tropico intend to vote for you, Presidente. I myself intend to vote for you many, many times.
Uh-huh. But can we trust the citizens to vote correctly? I wouldn't want them to wake up on the day after the election in a state of confused regret. Perhaps we should help them for their own good. No. Allow the citizens to vote freely. One more time, there is the link in the chat for the current poll, which is all about what games I'll be playing most likely at the beginning of next month and through next month. But it is games suggested by viewers like yourself. Okay, who's living in this shanty? Poor and uneducated, poor and uneducated. I'm gotta be looking at the wrong screen. Is it gotta be the almanac? Maybe it's the almanac. Hold on. Unemployed citizens 90. Fun hasn't gone up. This is stuff I'd be caring more about if I wasn't in a tutorial. Alright. Let's check. Llamas. Did I have parks before? Type of crop. Why isn't the... Oh, there's regular ranch. I was like, where's regular ranch? Hey, Molly or Ulrich, have you guys ever played any of the 4 Deus Ex games? Or anybody else who's in the chat? I'm curious. Do.
The election is a landslide, Presidente. Just
Nice.
The rhetorical kind, not the kind that accidentally reduces the size of the workforce.
Of course, the outcome was never in doubt. The people love their Presidente almost as much as your loyal penultima does. And see, I have a present for you. Your very own wartime Medal of Valor. For courage, selflessness, and delectability. It is made of chocolate, so be careful with it in the sun. 84 loyal Tropicans voted for you. 6 individuals voted for your rival. What is this, America? Like a third of the people voted? That's terrible. We should do mandatory voting. Wait, what? The Constitution of Tropico? What are we doing? Voting rights is for wealthy citizens? Can I change this? Apparently the only thing... Okay, fine. Apparently off the start. Wait, hold on. All citizens vote. I mean, I like all citizens voting. Soldiers required to have at least high school education. That would be nice. All these other things are unlocked under Cold War. Let's make sure everybody can vote. Effective until September 1928.
All the faction suite is the key to political success. It is also impossible, which is why politics is such good fun.
Uh-huh. Just try and keep all the political plates spinning, and if you drop one, sweep up the pieces and claim that you meant to do it. The good news is that the factions will tell you when they're unhappy. It does take some of the guesswork out of it all. I guess next tutorial, everybody. All that extra building I was doing was completely unnecessary. I mean, not completely. I made people happy.
This is Loyal Penultimo's specialist subject. I have all the specs and diagrams at home.
Of course, I learned everything from the greatest politician of all time, you, Presidente. It is a pleasure to work with. Watch you work. May I video it? No? That is too creepy? Of course, Presidente. You know best. A major fun part of being a dictator is to come up with new rules, issuing edicts, and changing the Constitution for bigger impacts. But one step at a time. To research, we must first need a building that generates knowledge. Have a library. Note, if you have the funds to spare, you can use the quick build function on a construction site to finish construction right away without waiting for the construction workers. I have noticed that. We will construct a libratory. Doesn't really seem to have like a range. Down the street from the church, I'm sure that'll go fine. Do 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 do. Look at that guy whacking at that one pole from like 20 feet away. He's doing Gaia's work. There he goes. Oh, that guy over there too. Alright. To work in a library, a Tropican needs to have high school education. Other workplaces may even require college education. You can build high schools and colleges to qualify your people over time. For now, we want educated workers quickly, so let's request some from abroad. Hiring foreign workers gets more expensive every time. Better to only use it in times of need and construct education facilities early on. So true. Invite foreign workers to the library. Okay, come down here. Hire a foreign worker. Bing. Yes, I really want to do that. Okay, so that's a laboratory. What do I have the most people? I think I have the most people over here. No. I don't have a most people. But let's very much consider the high school. Do I want to unlock the blueprint? You know what? Let's just follow the tutorial, Hunterman. Get that one worker in here from somewhere else. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Did you get them yet? The library workers generate knowledge that you can spend to research new regime tools like building work modes, construction amendments, and edicts. Select any researchable item to have it researched. You can also select multiple items and have them queued to be researched one after the other. Research the wealth tax. That sounds pretty good. Knowledge is never wasted. You can spend accumulated knowledge to directly unlock research. Alright. Reveal your research. Yes, let's definitely get a wealth tax going on. What's free wills? Even poor citizens can use cars. Decreases capital standing by 15%. Increases community. That's interesting. And then... Okay. So those are unlocked, or they can be unlocked? Child allowances. Children are not accounted for when determining the economic wealth for a family. This edict costs $3 per child per month. Church fee. Visitors to religious buildings pay $1. Decreases the efficiency of religious buildings by 15%. Decreases religious standing by 5%. Increases capitalist standing by 5%. Is that, like, taxing churches? Because, obviously, you should tax churches. Let's also get ourselves a literacy program. And we don't know how to build houses yet. So, build houses. Bells to bullets. Decreasing the efficiency of all religious buildings by 20%, increases the hit points and damage of military squads by 10%, decreases the religious standing by 30%, increases military standing by 10%. I don't need that right now. Oh wait, these things are edicts. I'm researching edicts. These are buildings. What is red? I think that's Constitution stuff? Well, in any event. do 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 do. Poor Tropico, uneducated. Poor Tropico, uneducated. Do 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 do. Most edicts can be toggled on and off. By having them run for a certain time, those edicts can be leveled up, which decreases their running cost, improves their effects, or mitigates their negative effects. In contrast, some edicts have fixed effect and can only be issued again after a cooldown has passed. These cannot be leveled up. Issue the wealth tax. Issue the industrialization edict. Okay. Well, first things first. Wealth tax. You gain $5 for every rich person or filthy rich adult each month. It decreases capitalist standing by 20, increases communist standing by 15%. Huh. That's weird.
Other nations never quite manage to properly tax the wealthiest people.
True.
Tropico could make some sweet moolah by raising a tax that only affects the wealthiest citizens. It's free money in the treasury, and the only downside is burning hatred of the tax. Besides, the communists are likely to view this as rather hilarious.
I like it. Industrialization. You gain $5 for every rich... Wait, hold on. Am I still on the same thing? I was. Decrease construction costs of all industrial buildings by 50%. This edict's run for 2 years and cool down to 4 years.
With a program for industrialization, we can plan far enough ahead to make money, but not so far ahead as to have to worry about environmental impact. With just one not
Yeah.
upfront fee, we can slash the cost of building each and every new factory. It is not only a great way to boost the economy, but it also helps fill our skies with the pleasing wispiness of chimney smoke.
Yay, chimney smoke. A great tool for pleasing factions and receiving gameplay bonuses is the Ministry. It allows you to assign ministers recommended by the various factions to the individual departments to boost corresponding aspects of the Tropican nation. I don't know if that's been there before. Some buildings like the Ministry require a blueprint before you can construct them as usual. Blueprints can be purchased on the construction screen. Okay. Appoint ministers suggested by the political factions, yada yada. Okay. Ministry. I guess I want to buy the Ministry. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Hire a minister. Department of Education sounds good. I guess militarist education, and also it's a woman, so that's good. Efficiency of education buildings -10%. Graduates shift their political views towards the militarist faction. Well, that doesn't sound good. Communist increases student slots in high schools and colleges by 2 per teacher. Okay. Capitalist candidate. Only well-off rich and filthy rich Tropicans have access to education. What the hell? Increases efficiency of buildings by 30%. Students that are already enrolled are allowed to finish their education. Or the religious candidate. Negative 10% efficiency of education buildings. Seems like it should be harsher. Graduates shift their political views towards a religious faction. I guess we're going to go with communists on that one. Student slots in high school? Well, no, actually, I'm just really opposed to giving people a capitalistic education right now. Department of Defense. Police stations will provide infantry squads during military conflicts. That sounds good. Rebel criminals have a 10% chance to lose their role every time they visit a church, chapel, or cathedral. That actually sounds like a good use of that. And economic stuff. Increases the efficiency of buildings on maximum budget by 7%. Increase the efficiency of raid buildings. I want to just make money each month. That sounds good. Communist candidate for construction of residential buildings. That sounds good. I did things. There are 4 eras: colonial, world wars, Cold War, and modern times, each symbolized by the small icon in the lower left corner next to the current date. The helmet? To advance into the next era, you need to complete progression tasks. These activate automatically over time. Following their objectives will bring you into the next era. Now, wait for the progress task to appear next to the tracker. This might be a good opportunity to increase the game's speed. Wait for the progression task to activate. Reach Cold War. Must be the helmet. It's got to be the helmet. Progression task. Usually, you have to complete a series of progression tasks in order to reach the next era. For the tutorial purposes, we shortened it down to the click of a button. The main takeaway is that you can ultimately decide for yourself how long you stay in each era. Eras introduce new gameplay mechanics, additional internal and external parties that will try to manipulate you for their own agenda, and they unlock new buildings and government tools to help you develop and rule Tropico. Okay, progress to Cold War. Starting the... Did my book change outfit? Yeah, actually my interface is different now. It's blue. It's denim. Starting with the World Wars, Tropico has a constitution. Every time you progress to the next era, you need to decide on a new mandatory constitution topics. Additional constitution topics are optional and can be unlocked later via research. The constitution can only be renewed several years after signing it, after elections, on public demand, or when progressing to a new era. Decide on mandatory topics and sign the new constitution. Accept. All citizens vote. We will have professional soldiers because we are going to have a high school education. Zero emissions decreases pollution of industrial buildings by 74% and their efficiency by 10%. Industrial standing is decreased by 10. Or energy efficiency. Power consumption of buildings increased by 20%. Decreases efficiency of buildings by 5% and their pollution by 5%. Their upkeep is decreased by 5%. Or economy first. Increases the efficiency of industrial buildings. Increases the pollution of buildings by 50%. Yeah, I think we're going to stick on zero emissions, thanks. Separation of powers. No separation. Citizen action costs decreased by 90% except for bribe. Global liberty is decreased by 5. No separation of powers? Okay. Official separation. A courthouse is required to be able to issue citizen actions. 20% of interaction costs are transferred to the Swiss bank account. The bribe is not affected. Okay. True separation. El Presidente cannot issue citizen actions except for bribes. Official separation. No, wait, back up. I didn't realize which thing I had highlighted. Confirm the changes. Governing Tropico is not only about ruling the country and your people, but also about finding your place amongst the leaders of the world and standing your ground. Every era introduces its own set of global superpowers that will make demands in exchange for improving your relations, very similar to dealing with internal factions. In contrast to factions, superpowers do not affect the opinions of your people, but will support or oppose you in the fields of diplomacy, trade, and even war. Have an embassy, invite the Eastern Bloc to the embassy, ask the Eastern Bloc for financial aid. Have an embassy. Do. You can do it! Eastern Bloc. Ask for financial aid.
Governance is your vocation, President. Your call. The people cannot govern themselves. They are too small. They need you.
It is a sacred covenant. You sacrifice everything to lead them, accept your riches, power, and anything else you want, and in return, they do as you say. And together, all benefit, except the people. But without you, they are nothing. Alright, guys. So, on to the next tutorial. And for anybody who might be watching later on the YouTubes, I thank you for watching.
Cars, boats, telepheric gondolas. Your mighty arm reaches everywhere. But the people, they must be transported.
This has been Tropico 6, presented by Improvision Entertainment. I have been Huntermun, and I will see you in the future.